Hi there, and greetings from the Robindale Centre. I'm in a little corner of the office park to get to what is usually quite a lot of rest and quiet so that I can think and reset before the end of the day. But today, for some reason, we just had some crazy mad traffic. I don't know who needs to commute every day, but I have done such a lot of driving up and down to see various clients and for interviews and research that we're doing. And I just don't know how you do it. So first of all, I take my hat off to all of you. You are doing some amazing stuff knowing that you have to commute. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about today. I think what I really wanted to chat about is about the power of networking and getting out there, talking to people, and really just making connections happen. Because you see, the thing is what a lot of you don't know about me is I'm actually a secret introvert. I know, shock, horror, gasp, how is this possible? I think that a lot of the stuff I do in life is actually because of a large dose of courage and I think genuine curiosity about other people. It's not because I love spending lots of time with people. I mean, you're all great, but I do need a lot of peace and quiet, some quiet time, some alone thinking time, structured time even. But that has some real downfalls. It's got some really terribly destructive consequences if you are a business owner, and particularly if you're starting a new venture. And that's that I really tend to navel gaze. I tend to analyze problems to death. I tend to look for every possible solution, every possible cause before actually doing something. And I think over the last couple of months, the biggest thing I've learned, whether that is from listening to really smart people like Vaughan, hi there Vaughan, or to other long-established business owners, or even my husband who tends to kick my butt, is that you just have to get off your chair, pick up that phone, make some phone calls, reach out to people, create some opportunities to speak, create opportunities to connect, and make that time to make those connections happen. Now, some people call that networking. You can, if that's what you want to call it. But for me, it's really just about connecting with people and telling them about what it is that you do, being really genuine with them, letting people know what it is that you can do and want to do for the world, or what problems you want to solve, and what makes you the right person for that. So I've got a couple of tips, things that have definitely been helping me over the last couple of months, and I hope that you can make some great use of. The first is I give myself probably about 2 hours in the morning to do my navel gazing, to have my pity parties, to worry and be concerned, and then it's got to stop. I always say by 10 o'clock, all that pity party business has got to come to an end. I've got to really start making business happen. And that I do in a number of different ways. I call people that I might have met in other situations, whether that is through official networking groups or whether I have reached out to them on LinkedIn. And one of these days I will share with you my LinkedIn process that I use to make new connections. I reach out to people that I have been talking to on social media. So, for example, if you belong to any groups, they're a great opportunity to network. I spend a little bit of time every day actually nurturing those relationships in one way or another. Secondly, I reach out to friends and family, telling them about what I'm doing, where I'm at and what I'm looking at. I also sit down and think to myself, what is it that I've been doing that has been generating interest? And if it's been generating interest, what can I do to make that bigger and better? Who can I tell about it? How can I advertise that a little bit more? And sometimes it's a Facebook post, sometimes it's a new offer on my group, the Growth Club. Other times it's about going to speak at new industry associations and then making those connections to make that happen. You see, it's a really active process starting a business. It's not an analytical one. And I think that you will have heard me saying in the past that it's no surprise that it's the number one thing that most investors in a business look for. And that is whether the entrepreneur is a go-getter, whether they're somebody who really understands that business is something that you do, not something that you think about. You see, strategies can fuel what you do. They can make it sharper and cleverer, but you actually have to do stuff. You have to move products from one place to another. You need to take inputs and make outputs. You need to build relationships. You need to get stuff onto shelves, get things sold, create advertising material, advertising content, concepts, really just make stuff happen. And I think that for those of us who are secret introverts, or perhaps don't have, the courage that some people seem to naturally have, you need to make it a very conscious effort to get out there and make yourself known, to make your products known, and to get stuff done, really, to get business done. Now, I hope that that has been helpful to you in some way. I've really enjoyed sharing it. It was a really important lesson today. And I can tell you that today, as a consequence of those hard efforts that I've been putting in over the last couple of weeks, I've managed to make 5 different contacts that were of, I think, different levels of maturity. Some brand spanking new, some long-term friendships that look like they might be blossoming into real business relationships, some brand spanking new real business contacts that I think in the future will enable me to deliver much more powerful consulting solutions to my clients, and a wonderful reach out on LinkedIn that has resulted in me meeting the most amazing woman, Michelle. This is another shout out to you. Really energizing, really business minded, really focused and driven somebody who I believe we're going to have lots of collaborations in the future. In fact, keep an eye out for a collaboration coming up at the end of the month. I think it's going to be of real value to our growth clubbers, and I am so looking forward to hearing a little bit more about what Michelle does. Now, guys, the conversation always continues. I'm always glad and keen to hear your ideas for how you make things happen. How do you create connections in your business that are long-lasting and can actually turn into, something meaningful and business building? Share here on the Growth Club, or inbox me if you're feeling a little bit too shy. Don't be scared to share a video. Video is the future, and we would love to hear your voice, your face, and to have a little sense of your presence. All I have to say now is ciao for now, and thanks for joining the Growth Club.